Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most stylish royal lady of all? Is it Queen Maxima? Is it Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge? Is it Queen Letizia? Is it Crown Princess Victoria? Is it Princess Madeleine? Is it Queen Matilda? There are so many different options and so many stylish royal ladies out there. I'll be ranking my top 10 most stylish royal ladies. And I will also have kind of one alternate because she kind of is hit and miss for me. So guys, if you guys have never been to World News Network before, my name is Brittany and we talk about everything related to royals here. So that's news, gossip, fashion, even television shows, movies, and history. We do it all here. So if you guys enjoy royals and want more of this content, especially Fashion Fridays. Sometimes I debate about Fashion Fridays, but I do always get people who say that they really do love the fashion videos. And you know what? I do too. So let's go over my top picks for the most stylish royal ladies. And first choice on my list is one that may surprise you guys and somebody you're probably not really familiar with. And this is Lady Gabriella Windsor. So she is the daughter of Prince Michael of Kent. So he is the one who looks like Tsar Nicholas II. That's always how I know who the Prince Michael of Kent is. He looks like Tsar Nicholas II. I kid you not. And his daughter is Lady Gabriella Windsor. And she is very statuesque and she has kind of this old worldly beauty. So sometimes it's not something that you would necessarily see on the cover of Vogue or, you know, looking at the Met Gala, see somewhere there. But she has this very classy, beautiful elegance to her. And I really love her fashion choices, especially her hats. She's able to pick these very grand hats and really pulls them off very well. And so one of my favorite looks is actually her wedding look. So she married at Windsor Castle and she just looks stunning to me. I really just love this look. I actually almost added it and I was thinking about adding it to my favorite royal wedding looks and then kind of forgot. And I do really like this look. I think it's stunning on her. And again, she picks things that are very classy and very English. Another piece I like is there's this kind of lovely ice blue number that she has, and she has this hat and she just looks, again, just very elegant, very, you know, simple, but also kind of stunning. And I also really loved her look for Kate and William's wedding. So she has this very grand hat in this teal color. And then her suit is more of a muted green. And she has gloves with it as well. So I love the glove look. Some royal ladies really pull off gloves and I just really love it. And so just seeing this look, again, it's very understated, very elegant. I'm not a super fan of her shoes in this look, but again, she has just this kind of etherealness to her a bit. And just kind of like, you feel like she's somebody who just kind of glides into a room and she's not ruffled easily. Anyways, I don't know that much about Lady Gabriella, but I do think she actually has fantastic style as a royal. So she is number 10 on my list. And so number 9, I wish she was higher, but she tends to be very hit and miss for me sometimes. But I do just really, there's something looks from her that I see and just kind of feel very iconic to me in a way. And that is Charlotte Casiraghi. So she is the granddaughter of Grace Kelly of Monaco, and her mother is Princess Caroline of Hanover and Monaco. She is incredibly beautiful, has a very striking beauty. It almost sometimes maybe borders a bit on the masculine side, almost in a way. But she is just so incredibly striking woman. She is currently now representing the House of Chanel. She's done Gucci. And so she does do a little bit of modeling from time to time, but that's not her main focus. She does philosophy as well. However, there's a couple of royal looks that I just really love from her. And the first one is actually quite old and it's very simple, but there's, for some reason, I just really adore it. And it's this red, white, and blue number. And again, for some reason, I just like the simplicity of it. I like the white skirt. I like the navy blouse. I like the red bag. It just kind of all comes together in this very just simplistic, it feels very American style actually to a certain extent. And I think she pulls it off very well. She is technically quarter American, if that makes any sense. Another look I really like of hers is this blush pink and black number. So she has these kind of black earrings, this blush pink strapless short dress, and she has these platinum pumps, platform pumps, not platinum pumps, in black. And I just think, again, the simplicity of the look, her hair's up, I just find it just incredibly good looking. I'm a fan of pink, so maybe that is part of the reason why I just find this look I really enjoyed this look. But again, it comes back to kind of the simplicity, and I just think, again, it comes together really well. And the oldest look I really love from her is actually one of the Monaco Day events. And this is something that the House of Monaco celebrates every year. And she has this hat on, and she has these gorgeous curls, and her face is almost like kind of half hidden under the hat. And she, like, I don't know, like, it's just so like old fashioned, but like gorgeous. And like the curls are perfect. Like those are the perfect curls. And so I think she just really nails this look. And I think it's just, again, just a stunning look. It's like every time I see that look, I was like, oh, I just love that so much. However, Charlotte can have some stinkers too. Did not like any of her wedding looks really. And I didn't really like the outfit she wore to Monaco's National Day. Again, it was Chanel now because she represents the House of Chanel. But this is my thought about Chanel. It just doesn't look good all the time. There's times where it does. I kind of think a Chanel blazer is very classic and elegant. However, I think it can go to, like, I don't know. Chanel's kind of hit and miss for me in terms of wearing. I didn't really particularly like what she wore this year, but I do like a lot of what she wears. And she has, again, I think I'm an American, so I think Europeans have a better fashion sense. And I remember being at Disneyland one time, and I could totally tell that there were like two, like, you know, young adult teenage girls in front of me. I could totally tell they're from Europe because of the way they dress, because it was just like so stylish and so effortless, but also like kind of pushing fashion boundaries. Oh, the Europeans are so great at this. So my next pick is Princess Diana. And honestly, I was pretty young when she died, so I wasn't there for everything. And Diana has a ton of stinkers, like a lot of them. The 80s were not kind to anyone. So I do give her a pass because everybody was bad in the 80s. I'm not a fan of 80s fashion. If you are, more power to you. It's just not my thing. And Diana, though, she had some really killer looks. And one of them is this Elvis-inspired ensemble that was covered in pearls with her Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara. I mean, guys, this dress is so iconic, and I just think it looks beautiful. She looks beautiful in it. And so, I mean, that's just a huge fashion inspiration. It'd actually be really interesting to see Kate in a dress like that, because they both are tall. And I think actually for Catherine, the Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara really does fit her head. I wasn't really a fan of the other two she wore, the Lotus and the, what was it called? The Cartier Halo tiara. Neither one of them I don't think fit her very well, but actually she looks fantastic in the Cambridge Lover's Knot. So I'm really glad she gets to wear that one. And when you look at it here, I think, you know, you see the connection between Catherine and Diana. I also love Diana's revenge dress. I shouldn't say love, because I'm not like a huge fan of it, but the idea of a revenge dress has become so iconic now. And Princess Diana was really the one who started that trend. And so she came out after, you know, her kind of divorce from Prince Charles was announced in this revenge dress, till, you know, up in the hemlines, you know, letting the royal family know she was not going to be beholden to them anymore, and she was just going to dress how she wanted to dress. She really just evolved her style very much. And I also really liked this dress that she wore that was kind of had the little spaghetti straps, and it was kind of ice blue. I think that dress is really pretty, very simple, very cute, very chic though. And if you ever watch her, so if as a woman, just to, you know, get out of the car the right way, watch Princess Diana get out of the car. She does it like the perfect way to make sure she does it, you know, make sure she's careful, you know, that the dress doesn't hike up too high. I mean, it's just kind of flawless to watch her get out of a car. And I'm like, that is how a lady gets out of a car. It is awesome. So she is my number 8 pick. My number 7 is Princess Madeleine of Sweden. So unfortunately, we don't see much of Princess Madeleine anymore. She lives quietly with her family in Florida, but I really have loved some of her royal looks. Some of them have been misses, but we've seen a lot of hits as well. And she is also one of these royals who naturally has a very striking beauty, and not all of them have that. And she has the most stunning pair of blue eyes. Her blue eyes, she has these deep, gorgeous blue eyes. And especially because her coloring now is a lot darker, because she's kind of dyed her hair darker, she's getting a lot more tanner. Like her her blue eyes just stand out so much more. And one of my favorite looks from her is this kind of gray shimmery ensemble that she wore to the Nobel Prize ceremony, especially paired with the aquamarine tiara. And this was the first time she wore the aquamarine. And pairing the aquamarine with somebody like her who has these gorgeous and intense blue eyes was just such a stroke of genius. It had been a long time since that, well, not a ton of time, because I think it was worn to Crown Princess Victoria's wedding by one of her aunts. But it hasn't been in the main line really. And so Madeleine was the first one in the main line. So that is as of the king and his two daughters, Madeleine and Crown Princess Victoria. And so I think it really, just with her blue eyes and the aquamarine tiara, that outfit just sang. And it was so cute as well. I don't know if many of you may not know this, but there was a fantastic event where Madeleine went to the palace, and it was going to be kind of a princess day for children who have, you know, struggle with certain diseases and stuff. And she actually wore that same outfit to sit with these kids. So she had the tiara on, the earrings on, everything. And she sat down and hung out with the children, which I thought was really great because she really did do the princess thing up. Because most of the time when kids meet a princess, you know, they're in kind of business casual attire or something like that. And so they're just, you know, they're kind of impressed, but they're kind of like, but she doesn't look like a princess. Madeleine took the assignment to heart and she looked like a princess. And so I just love that. I also love her christening look when she christened her youngest child, Adrian. Again, and it became also as well one of her kind of crown portrait pictures. So she had the one in the dress we saw before and in this one as well. And again, her blue eyes in this portrait, oh my gosh, utterly stunning. And I just love that she has these flowers in her hair. It's very springy, it's very casual, and she looks fantastic. And she looks fantastic, and it's a very different look from her other two christening looks. And I just really like it. And her final of my favorites is this look that she wore to the christening of Princess Estelle. So that is her niece. So that's Crown Princess Victoria's daughter. And I love how she has, I'm really a fan of kind of the lace like right over the face. I think that I love it kind of when royals do that. I think it looks really gorgeous. And Madeleine did something interesting though, because it's a lilac shade. And I haven't really seen that before or again. And I think the lilac, again, contrasting with the blue and everything, just really made, again, her eyes pop. And so she is my pick for number 7. And I'm sorry to say, I do love some of Crown Princess Victoria's looks. She has the red dress number with the cross necklace, was insane. I love this Elie Saab dresses she wore, this tan one with kind of, you know, kind of interesting details, and she just always looked so stunning in it. And a couple other ones as well. Crown Princess Victoria can look utterly stunning. However, she can also wear a ton of duds, and not just like duds, but like absolutely, like, what were you thinking? Who told you you looked good? She's worn a lot of those dresses, like this red number and then this other one that she wore to the nobles, and I'm like, golly, what are you thinking? Because sometimes she absolutely knocks it out of the park, and sometimes you're like, what the heck were you thinking? And she doesn't do casual very well. Victoria is kind of well known for never putting her hair down, so she always wears her hair in a ponytail literally all the time. If her hair is down, like it's like a national day of celebration national celebration in the royal community, because that's how little she ever does it. So whenever you see that, that's a pretty kind of unique thing. But she is very much a workhorse, so I do give her that, but she's just unfortunately did not make the list. Right. And the next one I'm going to mention is another royal who sadly passed, and that is Grace Kelly. So Grace Kelly has impeccable style, and I mean, part of it probably for me is influenced because in her movies, like, her outfits were just utterly phenomenal. You have to give mad props to Edith Head, who did a lot of them, especially for Hitchcock. I'm a huge Hitchcock fan, and I just really loved kind of what they put her in. It was gorgeous, and she also had impeccable style herself. And I love this very much, this picture of her in this black ensemble, and it was more kind of a fashion shoot, so you couldn't totally see what she was wearing, but it's just really gorgeous. I love this picture of her in the swimsuit. Again, just so classic. She was just so utterly gorgeous. And then one of my favorite looks from her is, you know, her Oscars look. She won an Oscar. She was only in 11 movies, guys. 11 movies. And she got married in her mid-20s to Albert in Monaco and never made a movie again. I mean, that just takes an incredible amount of dedication. And one of the favorite and most iconic of hers is her hiding her pregnancy with her Hermes bag, which has been named now the Kelly bag in her honor. And I really think it is fitting. She is a fashion icon, and she probably has, I mean, I would argue she has one of the best close-ups in cinema. She comes into Rear Window and she looks utterly gorgeous. If you've never seen Rear Window, you really should. It takes place all in this kind of backyard setting in New York. Obviously, it's entirely in a sound stage, and I think royals visited that sound stage. I want to say maybe it was Princess Margaret. And it's just an incredible movie, very, very well done. She was in Dial M for Murder 2, which is also just in the London flat. And that movie, very good as well. And obviously To Catch a Thief. It's been a long time since I've seen To Catch a Thief, and honestly, when I first saw it, I wasn't a huge fan of it. So it's been probably 20 years since I've seen that movie. So I can't really say for sure. But Rear Window and Dial M for Murder are classics, and if you haven't watched them, you really, really should. All right, guys, for the final 5, I thought I could actually rank them, but I don't think I can. Just looking at this list, all these ladies are immensely fashionable, immensely stylish, and they all have their own unique flair. And so I really feel like it's almost kind of a disservice to say who's the top. So I will just go ahead and start with, so all these ladies I would rank at number 1, because I think that's how I'm gonna have to do it. So guys, first one on the list is Queen Letizia of Spain. And so Queen Letizia, I think she's about 5'6", 5'5", but she looks kind of smaller because she's incredibly petite, and I would say almost narrow boned, if that's a descriptor. And I believe she was a former ballerina, because she has a posture that, you know, that's like utterly envious. Like, I'd be totally envious. I would love to have that posture. Her arms look fantastic, so you can tell, like, she works out. She probably does Pilates or yoga or something, and she's in fantastic shape. And she has very much a presence, even though she's not that tall, because usually taller women people kind of gravitate and watch them more just because they're just so tall. But she's actually not that tall. But she has such a presence that I think it really works. And she has some really, really fantastic fashion choices. And one of my favorites is actually like one of the first things she wore when she came on the royal scene. This was to the wedding of Crown Prince Haakon and Mette-Marit of Norway. And she wore this beautiful, utterly stunning red ensemble with a square neck and kind of a jewel detail on the sides with a fantastic train. Guys, this dress is phenomenal. It is gorgeous. I'd love to see her in it again, because she's so tiny. I don't think she'd have a problem fitting into it again, and I'd love to see it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous dress. And again, it just shows she's very business minded, I think. And so you see her in very much business kind of attire. And this is definitely a bit of a departure. But when it comes to her kind of more casual ensemble, she has this other one that I like. And I guess this is not totally business, but she does suits and stuff extremely well. She was a former news anchor, so she very much still has a bit of that flair to her in most of her style. But one of my other favorite looks is this one, and it has kind of an off-the-shoulder white on top, a tan skirt, but yet she paired it with some burgundy shoes. And I love these burgundy shoes because they add just that little pop of color that she needs, but they don't go kind of too far, and they really keep with that neutral tone. So I really, really do like that. The other one I like is this kind of gray ensemble with a little bit of a Peter Pan collar. Again, it's very much a professional look, and again, that's what she goes for a lot. I think is very professional, because again, she was a professional. And so I really just love this look on her, and I love the crisscross shoes. That's just such a nice detail. She does do details, I think, pretty nicely, but it's hard for her because she can't do something very grand. So there are a couple of tiaras that in the Spanish collection, which she has access to now, that are almost too grand for her because she is so tiny that it just kind of overwhelms her frame. So she can't do very grand, you know, kind of pieces and dresses. But the other one I like is this lavender ensemble. Obviously, lavender is a color for the season. I'm wearing this lavender blazer for a very special reason that I will explain later. But I think it's just, I love the kind of detail on it. I'm a fan of like pastels and lighter colors, so I just absolutely love that. And so she is my first on this list of number ones, the most fashionable royal ladies. And another one I really love is Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. I think she hits it out of the park pretty much every time I see her. She does a really, really fantastic job of, you know, she kind of has a bit of that Letizia style that's more, you know, kind of business, but I think she pairs things very interesting. She has fantastic taste. One of my favorite outfits is one that she wore to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in the United States. I just kind of love the tan accents. I love her hat. She has a Chanel bag. She has one glove off. I love the one glove thing. When ladies do the one glove thing, it's like, oh, I love it. And so I really just think this is a fantastic look on her. One of my favorites, like all-time favorites. And she also has this kind of, it's kind of almost like a poncho cape outfit. And she has this kind of fedora hat thing. And you look at this outfit and you think to yourself, man, nobody could pull that off. That looks silly. But she really does absolutely nail it. And I love it when she's kind of a picture of her kind of tipping her hat with the fedora. Apparently, I think that day it was trying to blow off her head. And I just think it's a great look from her. And again, there's a lot of texture, a lot of movement to it, but I think she does really pull it off quite well. And not every royal lady can do that. And another piece I really like, and she's amended this one a couple of times, and I don't like it with the choker, but I really do love this burgundy velvet dress. And she wore this while she was pregnant, and then she's kind of changed it up a couple of times. And I'm a really big fan of burgundy, although I don't think burgundy always works on me. I just think it's a gorgeous color. I absolutely love it. And I absolutely love this look because Denmark has a celebration every New Year's, and so the royal family gets dressed up in their tiaras and they go to the palace and they have a New Year's reception. And it makes total sense to wear a dress like this in Denmark around New Year's. So I think this dress is kind of perfect for the event. She's worn it several times and again, changed it up a bit. And I just really love it, especially with the ruby pardeux that she has, that she inherited. And it's just a gorgeous piece, this kind of rubies and these leaves and kind of the red accents details. And it's just a stunning tiara. And it's kind of changed up. She actually kind of more made it to fit her frame and her head, because tiaras, some of them are very flexible and some of them are very rigid, and the rigid ones are sometimes hard because if your head doesn't fit it exactly right, it just doesn't look right. This happened to Lady Melissa Percy. Oh my gosh, the tiara just looked terrible on her head because it did not fit. Like, clearly you guys are one of like the wealthiest titled people in the UK. Do you not have another tiara somewhere that she could wear? Because it like did not fit her head. Anyways, so I love the ruby tiara though in Denmark. I think it's one of the most beautiful pieces that they have, and it's very historic as well. It came originally, I believe, from Sweden, and so there's a lot of connections between the Scandinavian royals in terms of family connections. And so this is one of her favorite looks of mine as well. All right, guys, next is Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge. Of course, Catherine really has become pretty much a certifiable fashion icon. I don't like everything that she wears, but she definitely has very much a British taste, and she's always kind of appropriately turned out as a royal, and she always is pretty much impeccably done. And what I mean by that is her hair always looks great. It's always together. It's rarely, you know, like flying all over the place. I mean, that has happened from time to time, but she does a really great job of always looking very presentable. She's very together whenever she shows up at an event. And one of my favorite looks of hers and one of my favorite pieces of her fashion is actually one that I'm wearing right now. Oh, it's not actually hers, but it is this look that she wore while getting on the plane to go on her Canada tour. And sadly, we have only seen this look one time. And she has this sheath dress on, and she has her navy Smythe blazer over that. And so guys, this one is a lavender version that I got on sale. And if you've never, like, Smythe blazers are, you know, pretty expensive. And so obviously if you can get it on sale, get it on sale. But honestly, I think it is worth the price because it does have such a fantastic cut to it. Like the first time I tried it on, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna take this back. I shouldn't purchase this. But I put it on, I felt like I immediately lost like 5 or 10 pounds because the cut of it was just so perfect. It has a little pocket detail in the back, which I think you have to be maybe a little bit careful with. But I just really love this look of Kate getting on the plane. I've always loved it. I've always been so bummed that she never went back to it because I do absolutely love it. Catherine's next greatest look is recently the Jenny Packham gold dress that she wore to the James Bond premiere. Like, I saw that and I was like, oh, like that is a fashion moment, because it's like you were just not expecting it. Because Kate, for a while, I will say, I don't feel like her gala dresses were all that great. You know, they just didn't look super interesting or just, you know, kind of to that level of glamour that she could get to as a royal. But that dress, oh my gosh, that dress was utterly incredible. And it's just, you just look at that, like, and her hair looked perfect. Like, it was just perfectly tailored to her. She looked fantastic in that outfit. Fantastic. And I'll go with one, so just to kind of round up, I guess, no, I'll go with a different one. Okay, because there's almost too many to decide, because I'm trying to pick like 3 of my favorite looks. One of my other favorite looks from Kate, and this again was a huge surprise to me, is this kind of plaid number from Erdem. Erdem is kind of hit and miss for a lot of people. And I just, with burgundy accents, again, it's kind of that dark purple burgundy accent. I just think this is a gorgeous look and such a surprise from Catherine. I just was not expecting this kind of little bit of off the shoulder look. I just thought this dress was awesome. I just loved it. I thought she was kind of, that was, I think at the point she was starting to up her fashion game a bit, and I can really see it in this ensemble. I just think it's really, really great. One of my all-time favorites, and I think it's just fantastic. Okay guys, next is another person I'm a great fan of, and that is Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. I think Queen Maxima, she again, she can be the one that hits and misses, but when she usually hits, and when she usually hits, it's totally out of the park. Especially if she's doing more of a, even if it's a more casual attire, a more formal event. Like if she's doing sometimes general royal duties around the Netherlands, her hair cannot look as great as it should. She's probably not using a hairdresser, which is nice. But anytime she's in a tiara, a gala dress, a tour, the woman knocks it out of the park every single time. One of my all-time favorites is this strapless pink dress that she wore at first to her brother's wedding and then at the state visit of Argentina. I can't wait to see this again. I love the cape. Love, love, love the cape. The cape is everything on this outfit. And the first thing, like that she wore this dress to her brother's wedding. I was like, it's just so grand and awesome and lovely. I just love, love, love this dress. It's one of my all-time favorites. And again, she wore it to the state visit to Argentina. I would love to see this dress with the Stuart tiara, but she wore kind of the diamond bandeau one. And she paired it with the Stuart necklace, which is a huge part of the kind of the Netherlands jewel collection, is the Stuart Pardieu. She wore the necklace for the first time for the state vision of Argentina because she's Argentinian. And so I just think it's just a stunning look. I love everything about that dress. Another one of my favorite looks is one that she wore for an official royal portrait, but I really do appreciate it when she opened in Parliament. And this is a pink ensemble that has this kind of applique, and it's just very, very gorgeous. It seems like it's a dress that tells a story, and I kind of love that. And she's a taller woman, she has curves, and I love that she's very voluptuous, but also can dress in something like that and just look utterly regal. She's worn it in an official portraiture. I would love to see this one with the Stuart tiara as well, because it's got a big honkin' diamond on it. But she wore this with the kind of the sapphire Pardieu that they have, and she just looks incredible in this. I love the glove accent on this. Again, the burgundy. I know I'm going way too much on burgundy today, or this kind of darkish purple plum color. It's more of a plum color, I would say. But I think this dress just knocks it out of the park. But Maxima as well just does really, really fantastic hats. Like this feather one. Could anybody else but Maxima pull off this feather hat that she wore to the Luxembourg wedding? I don't think so. It's fantastic. And I also love Maxima again usually wears these very big hats, kind of like Lady Gabriella. They're kind of similar in that way. And she also wears gloves, and she usually takes one glove off. And I really love this beige ensemble because again, it's all beige, but it has interesting texture to it. She has the gloves, she has the clutch, she has the hat, the grandness of the hat. I feel like only kind of women who are kind of just have this huge presence can pull off those massive, massive hats, and she really can. So I really do love this number. All right, guys, for my final royal look for a royal lady, I have to go with, again, a lady who is not technically titled, although she definitely is descended from a very regal line. And this is Beatrice Borromeo. She is married to Pierre Casiraghi. He is the son of Princess Caroline of Monaco and the grandson of Grace Kelly. And she is descended from Italian aristocracy going back well over 500 years. And again, she has this kind of regal, kind of old world beauty to her that I think is just very, very striking. And I really, really love her wedding look. I did my wedding look video. Her wedding look was #1 on my list. I loved every look she had because it was different. It kind of complemented each other, yet it was unique. But the absolute best one is this one that I feel like is very Grace Kelly inspired. And it's this white ensemble that she wore to her evening reception. Again, I mean, it's almost flawless. It's so perfect. It looks just incredible. And then just in these last couple of weeks, she and her husband, Pierre, they both represent the House of Dior. And they went to a Dior event in Venice, and she wore this black dress and with this cape and these earrings that were gold and emerald, and she just looked stunning. She really, really did. And obviously, you know, if she was a working member of the royal family, she couldn't wear this dress because it's a bit see-through. But I think she is just a woman who can really pull it off. Like, she could walk a runway. Like, it's just, I think, just an utterly, utterly stunning look. And she really pulls it off exceptionally well. And I feel like, especially aristocratic Europeans have this kind of this arrogance that maybe, you know, that not that they're really arrogant, but they have just this confidence. I think that always shows through in the pictures. And I think Charlotte and Beatrice both had this. And then kind of my final look is from this year as well, because again, she represents the House of Dior. And I really loved her Monaco National Day look. It was all Dior. It looked stunning. She just looked so regal and gorgeous. And I think it just really came together. Again, you know, you do have these high fashion, and Meghan Markle got criticized a lot for going for the very, very high fashion route. And obviously they're very expensive. She's a private citizen, so she goes to like Monaco National Day and the Rose Dinner, even though she's not like an official working member of the royal family. She, you know, she's a family member, so she does go to these events. But I think that she has this presence to her, and I think she has just impeccable taste in fashion. And again, I think it's something that comes a bit from just being a European, and I'm just a lousy American over here. And so we have our American style. And yes, we do have fashion designers and everything, but it's just not quite the same. So guys, let me know what you think. Who was your favorite royal lady? Who's your favorite style icon or style influence? Because I think what's really great about royals is that their fashion, although a lot of it is often very expensive, I do understand that, but sometimes it is actually, it's very inspiring though, because it is very good kind of business fashion looks. It's a very, you know, classy, elegant, timeless looks. Because I think the great thing about style, obviously you can be somebody like Blake Lively's who's like sets trends. She looked fantastic at the Met Ball. She almost always does. She has impeccable style and taste. And I think the true mark of a true style icon is that they don't follow the fashions. They don't see the latest thing on Paris and go, I need that, I need that. Instead, they're just inspired by what they love, and they wear what they love. And I feel like a lot of these ladies encompass it. So they're always stylish, always fashionable, and they're a great inspiration about just classic pieces that you can add to your collection that can really make you the best and most stylish lady out there. So guys, again, let me know what you think about this video and if you think I got the list right. And thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys again really, really soon. Bye.